do this a little bit longer.
Oh, they're coming around that door.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna we should sit towards the back because they're gonna ask us to go.
Yeah, all sit together, for sure. Are you going to tell that?
Big Shark 4?
Fired.
Okay, hey, welcome back. I'd like to give you a quick little biography with relation to myself in Latin music. As I said, I started working with salsa bands in the early 90s, a group called Scorpio that played at El Tapatio in the Mission, a bit south of Cesar Chavez when it was still called Army Street. It was so very, very loud. The ceilings were low, there were 3 drummers, and all the singers also played percussion. 4 horns blasting, it was hot and sweaty and loud. I loved every minute of it. The horn part's really cooking this stuff. It's a real delight to be a horn in a salsa or a Latin band. Again, I'm sorry, I automatically defer to calling everything a salsa band, which of course it's not. The group also did cumbia and merengue. Those are the big 3, salsa, cumbia, merengue. Reading the stuff was very fun for those who get their thrills that way, like I do. I was a young cat back then. I was in my late 20s. I was still working on my basics and trying to get my game as a player, and there was a very kind trumpet player who gave me bits of advice here and there, who was also on the gig. He was a hell of a player, and he was a very, very nice man, and I'm delighted that he's still my friend, and he's now Winds Across the Bay's trumpet coach. He's in the back. His name is Rolf Johnson. Thank you, Rolf. The thing I got the most from by playing this music was a reconnection to my body. As a young man, I spent a lot of time inside my head, reading, thinking. I approached music as another intellectual game that, if prepared well, could mean victory. Music is a game of quarter notes. You feel the beat, you tap your feet, it keeps you on target. But with salsa, you have to let go of the quarters and move to the half notes. So instead of ta, 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 you're thinking more ta, ta. 1, 3. You learn to ease off on the reins in order to get more control. My life as a working musician I owe to playing salsa and Latin music. We spend so much time honing the technical aspects of what we do, but we are often unaware of how feel can only be developed by playing with others. This is a job that you learn by doing, and I'm glad to be able to share this joy with these fine young players. I hope they enjoy it as much as I do. Thank you. I got 3 words to say to that. Cha-cha-cha. Okay, West Side Story. Now, West Side Story debuted in 1957 on Broadway. The book was by Arthur Laurent, the lyrics Stephen Sondheim, and the music Leonard Bernstein. They put their own spin on the legend of Romeo and Juliet, where youth from different walks of life find love, only to have it end tragically in misunderstanding and death. West Side Story tells of Puerto Rican immigrants in Harlem battling over turf with the local Euro-descended kids. This was an easy inclusion in tonight's set, as I am also a huge Bernstein fan. Although it does end tragically, it has always felt like a truly American story to me, a story of hope, as love wins despite small-mindedness and provincialism. I was a bit embarrassed to discover the actual roots of the musical, however. Turns out the idea did not originate to reflect the experience of Puerto Rican immigrants living in New York's West Side. Originally titled East Side Story, it was proposed by Jerome Robbins to focus on the Jewish-Catholic conflict, with Maria as an Israeli immigrant who survived the Holocaust. So, sorry about that. It's amazing what one discovers when one has to write an introduction to a song. Regardless, the music remains clever and upbeat and witty and is a joy to play. One other little fact, Bernstein, when he was composing West Side Story, he was also composing Candide simultaneously, and 2 of the songs that were originally written for Candide ended up in West Side Story. One was One Hand, One Heart, which was originally written for Cunningham, who was Candide's love interest, and the other was G. Officer Krupke, which was the scene of Candide in Venice. So I found that fascinating. Can you imagine those songs not in this musical? Just doesn't seem right, does it? And when you think about all the wonderful songs that just did come out of West Side Story, I guarantee even those of you who are under 40 will probably recognize a lot of these. I talked to one of my private students who goes to Albany Middle School, and he says, yeah, they showed us West Side Story, and we're like, what? So if you don't get it, that's okay. There's still some great music. Hope you enjoy it. Thanks again. In 1993, Ray Iniguez co-founded Winds Across the Bay. I came to Winds in 2006 to coach the Saxes, became business manager the year after that, and was named director by Ray when he retired in 2013. As we celebrate our 22nd year, I'm delighted to welcome him back to the baton to conduct a piece by a Brazilian national hero and composer, Heitor Villa-Lobos. Ray?
You can't get me up here and not talk about Hector Villa-Lobos. Born 1887. It's a long time ago. 2 years before my father, as a matter of fact. But anyway, he really had no formal music education. His father was an amateur musician, and he started playing, clarinet and cello and things like that. And he started his formal training at 6 years old, and he wasn't learning anything. He said, "This is ridiculous." So his father had a lot of amateur musicians over, and he listened to them, and this is how he learned. In 1899, his father died, and Hector was 12, and he started playing in the local orchestras for musicals and things like that. So he must have been very talented. There isn't much said about his early childhood music training other than he really didn't have any. From 1905 to 1912. Let me get all my dates up here, folks. Yeah, 1905 to 1912, he went throughout the entire country of Brazil, listening and copying music, the folk songs, the native languages, and the native songs that were sung out in the jungle and so forth. 6 volumes he produced. The 3 we're going to play are from those 6 volumes. Over 6,000 songs he preserved. That's amazing. I wish we could have done that in this country. All the Appalachian music, all the music that is lost because nobody took the time to write it down. So we're going to do 3 of those from 6 volumes. And the amazing thing is, in 1932, he was named the National Music Educator. Can you believe that? The National Music Educator, because of all of the hard work he did in the preservation of his culture. I think you're going to like these. They're very simple. They're very, nothing really to scream about other than the fact that they are preserved and they're being played. And that's the important thing about music today. If you don't play it, it's gone. Okay.
Thank you so much, Ray. And now for some of the greatest music ever written. If you play an instrument, nothing like participating in the intricate dance of the polyrhythms found in this exciting music. Playing salsa and Latin music helped me develop a more complete sense of music. It's something that your whole body participates in, not just your head and mouth and hands. I apologize that dancing is forbidden for safety reasons, but you are more than welcome to move your shoulders within the range of courtesy of your neighbors. Respect that space, please. And if you get a chance, go out and hear some of these great live Latin bands that are in town. I've worked with Tito Garcia's Orquesta Internacional for, I don't know, 15, 16, 20 years, something like that. There's Mazacote, there's La Fuerza Gigante, there's Enrumba, there's just so many amazing, I don't know, I'm drawing a blank now, but good stuff. Go out and dance, take somebody that you like, and listen to some of this great stuff. Hope you like this next one. Thank you. fancy. I forgot to say before that last song, I was supposed to tell the miners to make their way backstage, so hopefully they're here and almost ready to play. We're going to set some chairs up. This will just be a second or two, and we'll be right back with our last song. Hey, here, guys, come on up. Pretty good. Pretty good? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That'll work. All right. Whew. Okay, tonight I'd like to thank my colleague in the Berkeley Sax Quartet, Hal Richards, for joining us on secondary sax. Hal? I'd also like to thank my colleague and the leader in the Berkeley Sax Quartet, Art Brockmeyer, for joining us on second alto sax. Art is also our saxophone coach. Thank you very much, Art. In the back row, I'd like to thank Rolf Johnson, who is our trumpet coach, as well as Tom Bertetta for joining us. I'd like to thank Jesus Ariaga, as well as our new friend, Jamie Pannell, who joined us at the last minute when there came a need for another trombone this evening. Back on trombone, Jesus and Jamie. I'd like to thank, of course, WINS co-founder Ray on tuba, way back there, Ray. As well as WINS co-founder and Ray's wife, Brenda Iniguez, joining us on second player. Major thanks to my family back in percussion. That's my brother George and my wife Carla. Yay. I'd also like to thank the board of directors for their service and for continuing to hire me. Yay, sure beats working. I'd like to thank Jenna Brace for her service as librarian. I'd like to thank all the musicians on stage for their amazingness and hard work and dedication to becoming great musicians. And I'd like to thank all the parents and grandparents and Uncle Franks, etc., for making this journey possible for them. Music is a road and not a destination. You are where you are, and you must be here to get where you are going. Now, normally at this point in our spring concert, we announce the recipients of our awards. WINS Across the Bay has traditionally awarded partial scholarships to a few standout players each year. This year, I am breaking with tradition and choosing not to do so. To recognize a few people for exceptional effort is to downplay the efforts of everyone else. Every single musician in this group makes sacrifices to be here. They give us their all, and they all deserve the honor of being recognized. They're all stand-up musicians in my house. Let's give them a hand. Thank you. We're going to close with my own arrangement of a tune. This is a phrase that came to me one night at the end of a salsa gig when I got paid. Paid $50. $50. We've been doing cumbias all night, and that just stuck with me. And even gigs that don't pay that much are better than a poke in the eye with a sharp stick. So here we have $50. Enjoy, thank you. And if you would like, again, to give a little something to WINS on your way out, or grab a t-shirt or a CD, or not a glass of wine, but a wine glass, please feel free. Again, thank you so much. We can't do it without you, and we're honored to be here. Thank you. Ready, drums?